quick poll. What's the biggest challenge in ensuring your clients meet due diligence requirements? And I think you can drop again your answer in the chat. A is client struggle with business progress reporting. B, lack of clear designated organization expectations for due diligence. C, gathering require financial and business documents. And D, clients don't fully understand what's expected of them. So let's take a few seconds here and see what are the responses. C, gathering require financial and business documents. Clients don't fully understand what's expected of them. That's a good one. D. D. B. A, struggle with business progress reporting, and C again, B. So, Stuart, I don't take this question for now, but since we have a couple of people that they pick B, and that one is relevant to designated organization and the expectation for due diligence, I will postpone this at the end for the Q&A section to ask you this, that can you clarify what is the expectation from your side for the due diligence? Now we will go to thank you so much everyone for just participating in the poll. And now we will go on the segment 3, role of designated organizations. What role do designated organizations play in ensuring compliance with this UB program? You have mentioned a little bit in the beginning, but if you can explain more.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as mentioned, I mean, at the onset, the role of all designated entities is to screen the applicants and make sure that they're the right fit for the program. And in seeing if they're the right fit for the program, of course, we want to see if they're the right fit for the Canadian market and the Canadian economy. Like, are they actually going to contribute to the economy? Because we have to remember, like, the startup visa program, it's not a refugee program. It's not a charity. Like, there is a specific reason why Canadians, the government, we want entrepreneurs like many of the clients that listeners are having on a regular basis. So it's a win-win opportunity. So we have to assess to make sure that the company, the applicant, is the right fit. So that's number one. But now it gets a little bit different when you look at the different types of designated entities. So if you look at angel groups and venture capital firms that are designated, their job is to commit a certain amount of capital. So angels are expected to commit $75,000. Venture capital firms are expected to commit $200,000 in an investment in the company that the applicants are using to apply for the program. Beyond that, there isn't that much, as I am aware, that those designated entities are responsible for. And this gets a little bit different with incubators, of course, because the incubators, it's just the start of the journey when we approve the applicant and we give them the letter of support, because then what we are obligated to do from that point forward is to provide business guidance to help the company, to help the entrepreneurs get established with their business in Canada and grow their company. So when we look at how it relates to compliance, that's the component that is related to compliance. Because IRCC, from my understanding of what they really, really want, is genuine entrepreneurs and genuine companies. And I feel they're trying to filter out applicants that have a fake company and they're just trying to use it as a vehicle to immigrate into Canada. But having said that, I also feel the most important thing to IRCC are the people that are coming over here, not necessarily the company, because there is no requirement for the company to be successful within this program. And my understanding is you're not going to lose your permanent residency if your company fails. But the hope is that if you're a serial entrepreneur, who's someone who's determined to make a business successful, even if you have a failure, you're going to keep pushing until you come up with a business model that resonates with the market and you're able to achieve some level of success. Again, that's going to contribute to the Canadian economy, whether it's employment, gross domestic product, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm. Yeah, that's excellent. And what are some of these red flags that you think IRCC looks for just, when they are assessing a CUB application? You have mentioned that they are looking for genuine entrepreneurs and just, businesses, looking at their profile. But is there any specific on the business side that they are looking and for them is a red flag? So if a company doesn't have this, it means that we have to do before peer review, and nowadays I think they are asking for more updates. Are you aware of some red flag for IRCC?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you think of it logically, if the applicants, even if they're based in their home country while they're waiting for their permanent residency, if they
Mhm.
don't have viable proof that they're progressing their business within the Canadian market, then I think that could probably be the biggest red flag. Even if they're gaining traction in their home country, I mean, that's for me personally, that's an amazing indicator.
Yeah, yeah, I think this is a good point. So even we know that the processing time is just long. So you are recommending and suggesting them to focus and have some traction, even if it's in the back in the country, and also just having other countries maybe having some traction there. If
Yeah,
they,
progressing the business forward. And so one thing that we do within our incubation programs, we treat the program like it's a company in our venture capital fund.
Mhm.
And one of the things that differentiates a fund manager in venture capital versus other industries or other types of fund managers, like a mutual fund manager, is the fact that we're expected to get actively engaged in the businesses that are in our portfolio. We're growth investors, so we are very much focused on investing in a company and contributing to the growth of that business. And when I talk about growth, I'm talking about increasing shareholder value. So the
Mhm.
first thing that entrepreneurs are educated on when they join our incubation program is how do you perform a valuation on your business? Because what they're doing at that point is benchmarking where their company was at when they started the program. And then we progress through our incubation program where we educate them again on identifying where there's opportunities to insert value in the business. In each kind of step of the way, they're accumulating this very tangible documentation to show that they are progressing their business and increasing shareholder value within the Canadian market. And such that if by chance they get an audit by a visa officer, they could have all of this documentation ready to show the visa officer that they are legitimately growing a real company in Canada and increasing the value of the business. And it's like I said, a tangible numerical presentation that they can make. And
And
personally, I think it puts them in a very strong position.
yeah, exactly. That's absolutely right. And my next question, based on hearing what you're recommending, is that like I know that this can differ from different designated organization, and it's not the same rule for everyone. But for PyCap, are you requesting any regular updates from the SUV teams while you are in your incubation program and they are waiting for their permanent residency, or no? Like how they are reporting the progress to you?
We have assignments. That's
Mhm.
that's our way to get the progress updates. Is
Okay.
we give them those tasks, and then they have to provide us the assignments. We bring it to our analysts. A lot of them are former students of mine from the Schulich School of Business or U of T, and they'll go through the assignments and then provide feedback.
Okay.
And then beyond that point, what we're implementing into our program is an audit of the companies where we kind of take the role of a visa officer, and we will give them a survey and then conduct interviews and try to find where the holes are, where the gaps are. Because
Understood.
often it's not just about having a great company and progressing it forward in Canada. As challenging as that is, it's also like how do you present it in such a way that you show proudly to a visa officer, to IRCC, that you're meeting the objectives of the program and you're not setting off any unnecessary red flags because you're perfectly aligned with what they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are your suggestions for startups and immigration professionals? I know that you made throughout the just answering the questions, you have mentioned a couple of good suggestions. But as a final question,